Hey guys, welcome to another New World video. In today's video I want to talk about refining. I have found whenever I post a guide, I get a lot of comments about amounts of materials needed, and people tend to math things out without considering the true amounts of bonus they will get from refining. I also wanted to share with you how important it is to use the correct reagents, as well as the refining gear while processing your materials. This is really important because it can easily cut your costs as well as your farm time by 50% or even more when preparing your materials to train a trade skill. Refining can also be an amazing way to make coin without even leaving town. Buying materials cheap, refining them, and selling the higher tier materials you generate. How this will make you coin is taking advantage of the bonuses you generate and maximizing those bonuses using reagents and refining gear. So let's just get into it. So the best way I can show you how good this really is simply by doing a few refining sessions and going over what I invested and what I got at the end after the session. So we will begin with smelting. So for smelting, I always use obsidian flux. This wasn't always the case, but lately with the flux all being pretty close in price and with the obsidian offering a much better yield, you will see a much larger return on your investment using this flux, or at least I always have. You will also want to have the smelter set. This set currently is not cheap, but you can get it on your own simply by smelting and opening the tier 3 aptitude crates you receive at each level. This purple crate will always offer a chance to receive a random piece of this set. I will say though, it is rare and may take some time to get, but when you do, it is amazing. You can of course also purchase it off the market, which will be expensive, running you roughly 150k coin for the entire set if you are a careful shopper. So it is no small feat to get this set, but there is no rush. Each piece you receive will benefit your smelting yield, and having a full set is nice but not mandatory. So let's look at the results from the 2 sessions I did using this set plus the obsidian flux. So for my first session, my total investment of materials was 30,000 iron ore, 19,872 star metal ore, 12,650 orichalcum ore, and 8,008 obsidian flux. For me, although some may disagree, I always find that I get the best results when I start right from the lower tier materials. I find the lower I begin, the more bonus I produce along the way. So after I processed this batch, I ended out with 1,826 orichalcum ingots and 2,051 spare star metal ingots. So let's look at the actual material cost this result would cost to refine if I had no bonus. So, in order to refine 1,826 orichalcum ingots and 2,051 star metal ingots, you would need to have 14,608 orichalcum ore, 34,218 star metal ore, and 136,872 iron ore, and of course 18,939 obsidian flux. I did not keep track of the bonus on my charcoal, which I really should have with the price of charcoal lately. But in any event, when you create charcoal in the smelter set, you will produce 10% more charcoal for the green wood used, so it is a solid bonus there as well. So in the end for this session, we produced 1,958 orichalcum ore, 14,346 star metal ore, 106,872 iron ore, and 10,931 obsidian flux. How this works is, at each step you produce bonus items when you refine, so the final result is much greater than the invested materials. Now let's have a look at my second session to get a clearer image of it. For this session, my initial investment was, once again, 30,000 iron ore, 26,670 star metal ore, 17,355 orichalcum ore, and 9,834 obsidian flux. After I was finished refining this batch, I ended out with 2,677 orichalcum ingots and 2,947 star metal ingots spare. So now let's once again look at the base cost to refine the amounts I ended up with. To make these ingots with no bonus, I would need 199,224 iron ore, 49,806 star metal ore, and 21,416 orichalcum ore, and of course 27,580 flux. So once again you see, through refining using the right flux and the smelter set, I created 169,224 iron ore, 23,136 star metal ore, and 4,061 orichalcum ore, and 17,746 flux. I have shown in the past many times doing this with lumber as well as hides. The principle is the same for all of the refining skills. So as you see, you can produce much more raw materials through the refining process than you have even farmed. And that aspect of refining is why I wanted to make this video. When I list during my crafting guides that you will require 4,500 ironwood planks, or 1,000 ore calcum ingots, and whatever the materials may be. And then when I say it is difficult to predict the amount of raw materials you will need is because of this. And also why I say things are not nearly as difficult as they may first appear. All too often I get comments like this. Wow, I have to farm 4,000 ironwood planks. That means I will need X amount of greenwood, X amount of weirdwood, and so on. When in reality, what they are doing is just reverse mathing the total. The reality because of this process is much less than you saw. So I hope this video has helped to explain to some of you out there why I feel like these refining sets are very much worth the investment, and why I think it is important to not get hung up on the total numbers when calculating how much you need to finish a trade skill. Because of refining bonuses, the reality as you have seen is much less daunting than the idea. So guys, that's why refining is one of my favorite aspects of this game. I do it quite often, as you can see from my aptitude levels. It's relaxing, profitable, and I just love doing it. And as always guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.